This is In My Lounge Room, and I'm your host, Skye.
And I'm your other host, Damo, and on this week's episode, we're talking about the 5, what's it called?
Languages
Love languages.
It's called something.
Yeah.
Hey, Damo.
Hey, Skye, how you doing?
Just wonderful.
I'm glad.
So those gummy bears, they've got me like, woo!
I know. You have, 3 gummy bears and an energy drink.
And I'm great. I'm good to go.
Oh, my God, I just realised I made a coffee. It's probably sitting on the coffee machine.
Oh, that's really sad.
It's all right because I smashed a can of Mother before I came in.
Did you?
Sugar-free
I've got
Mother,
my
so yeah.
bang.
So it's all good. So
My bang is pina colada flavor.
yeah, I did notice that.
Do you like pina colada?
That's my mind goes straight to there, but then it goes to priming young people for the flavour of alcoholic drinks before they're old enough to drink. But then young
It says
people probably
18
shouldn't.
plus.
Yeah, I was going to say kids shouldn't be drinking that. I mean, what these are very high in caffeine, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know. Are they?
Yeah, by comparison.
I assume so.
Oh no, it's not that bad. Okay,
It's just fueling my destiny.
Yeah, it is. It's destiny fuel. Yeah, all right. It's only 32 milligrams per 100, so it's 160 milligrams. That's not that bad.
Oh, there you go.
Have you seen the C4 pre-made?
Yes.
250 milligrams of caffeine in one of those cans.
I never drink them. I think I've had one.
It's crazy. When you make up your own pre-workout, you can go, I'm having half a scoop because a whole scoop is 200 milligrams. I'll have half a scoop because that's all I need. Or just have a coffee. But in the can, 250 milligrams of caffeine in a can of C4.
So how many scoops of pre-workout?
Well, that'd be one.
Yeah.
But yeah. But it's like, and it's also like $6.
Yeah.
And a whole thing of pre-workouts, like $30.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
People, it's like buying stock. You know, like in this modern day, we love convenience, right?
Yeah. Are you talking about the cartons of stock?
Yeah, like for making soup and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you can get a bunch of vegetables and some chicken bones or something and chuck them in a pot and make up like 10 litres of stock, and it will probably cost you $10.
Yeah.
Right?
Why would you do that?
So like $1 a litre. Or you can buy a pre-made carton of stock for $3 for 1 litre of it.
That's what I do.
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah.
It's like, who can be bothered?
No.
But, stock cubes are cheaper or whatever. But that stock that comes in a carton, it's
so
good.
handy.
Yeah.
And there's 3 flavours, like beef, chicken, vegetable.
Yeah, and then you can get low sodium depending on what
Yes.
you're making and whatnot.
There you go.
So, yeah. How's your week been?
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
good.
people can see your face right now. So so when you say good, we can read on there.
Do you mean? Yeah, no, good in general. I think it's been okay.
Okay.
Has anything exciting happened to me? I don't know. I helped my mum today.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you the story.
Exciting. Yeah, go.
So I went over before I came here and she needed some light bulbs changing or something. No, not or something. That was exactly what it was. Anyway, I did the first one and then she goes, oh, can you do the second one? And so as I'm undoing the light bulb, she turns the light on.
Nice.
And it sort of goes, psh, and then it just obviously shorted out. And I'm like, Mum, I was like there. And she's like, oh, sorry. And then she's like, oh, are the lights okay? I'm like,
what about me?
well, what about your daughter?
Well, you're still alive, clearly. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're laying on the ground and your heart wasn't working, then maybe she'd put some focus on you. But
that's true. And then she goes, oh, look, your hair's a bit curly now. Hilarious.
You're funny, Mum.
She's
Yeah.
so funny.
Well, they care.
They
but
do.
they do it in their own funny way.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you? What have you been doing?
Working, sitting in front of the computer at home a lot.
Yeah. Not working out because of that.
Well, a little bit where I can, but it hasn't been lifting. It's been like lunchtime I'm getting in my 12,000 steps a day.
That's
so
good.
at least I'm still active. But no, it's been 5 days since I've picked something heavy up and put it back down again.
Do you know what?
So
Sometimes rest is good though.
it's not going to kill me.
No.
It's not like taking 4 months off. That was different because you feel a dramatic decrease in strength.
Definitely.
But whatever.
They say that for however long you've been working out, it takes a third of that time to reduce, pretty much get rid of all your fitness.
All your fitness.
Well, close to.
Would you have to be like completely sedentary?
I would say so.
Yeah, because I'm never that. I mean,
no.
There was a time when I was, but now.
But these days, no.
No,
Don't you?
definitely
Do you still skateboard?
Yeah, every day. Yeah,
That's fine.
I skate to work.
Yeah, me too.
I'm that guy skating through the city because you see dudes on their electric skateboards. I'm like, he's just standing there. I still have to push and carve and all that stuff. But I'm still like that dude who's wearing skate shoes and business clothes.
That's the best. Yeah.
So then I get to work and I take off my shoes and I get my business shoes out of the... Have you heard that? Sorry, that makes me think of Flight of the Conchords.
The
Business
show.
Time. Yeah, that's the song they did, Business Time. And he's talking about getting home and putting on my business socks because it's time for business.
I used to ride to work.
Yeah.
And so, what I do is on a Sunday, I drive to where I worked and put all my clothes for the week. And then I drive home because I'd have to have like heels and I'd have a shower and put on a dress or skirt or, so on a Sunday I'd take all my clothes.
Did you have like a locker or somewhere to stare at? Yeah, I was going to say, so it wasn't just sitting in a drawer.
There was a locker. And like where I was, it was a good setup.
Yeah.
It was good.
My office in the basement, there's like change rooms, which has lockers and shower and all that kind of stuff. And there's an iron and an ironing board and all that. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And because I used to ride from Nollamara to Joondalup.
Yeah.
Because I worked at a local government there. And the cycle paths are so good.
That's it. Uphill.
Yes.
All the way.
Yes, it is.
The way home would have been cool.
Home's great.
But, I used to ride my bike from North Perth to Mirrabooka, which is only like a 20-minute ride. Yeah. But it's uphill all the way.
It's about probably 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was riding a slow-ass mountain bike too, but, because I like to make things hard for myself.
I was on my road bike.
Yeah, so you would have been cruising.
Yeah, cruising with my Lycra.
Yeah. Nice.
Totally.
So here we are again.
Yes.
In a different beige room.
I know. Beige is the colour.
I have things behind me though. I've got like,
You've got cool stuff. I've just got a wall.
You got a wall, yeah. I got computers and amplifiers. Everyone can see how much of a nerd I am.
It's true.
This giant monstrosity behind me that I don't think I'll ever get rid of, even though I don't use. But if you ever go on stage again,
there we go.
I've got a massive guitar rig, so I'm all good.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing?
Okay, so we're going to talk love languages, which when you said that to me, I was like, no. And I was.
Yeah, because you were like, what'd you say? That's the snake oil of dating.
Yeah.
And it is. It's a pseudoscience.
Yeah.
This is not psychology, which I think like it's such a massive departure from last week, which was like strict science.
Yeah, and full psych.
Yeah, people have put a lot of effort in that. And we're not equipped or in any way experienced or qualified enough to talk about that without just giving our silly ass podcaster opinions.
Right.
But this is like, It is pseudoscience. It's just some things that people have come up with that you can relate to. However, I think it's better than star signs when it comes to compatibility. But,
do you not believe in star signs? We can no longer be friends.
I don't think that what's happening with planets millions and millions of kilometres away affect our day-to-day lives.
Okay.
The only thing that I think has any kind of relation to our lives is the time of the year we're born, because of like the cycles of the moon or the weather and stuff like that.
Yep.
It may affect us because talking to someone about in full moons, and people go crazy in full moon.
Yeah, I've got a mum as a nurse. She can say that.
And a lot of professionals who in that sense will. But I've also heard that the reason that is, and I've read this somewhere, it could have been on the internet. It could be something I picked up when I was a teenager. I don't know. But in my brain somewhere is this little piece of information where somewhere I heard that the reason that happens is because we're 70-something% water.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
The moon affects the tides.
Yeah.
It makes them move, right?
So everyone sort of gets a bit out of sync.
So so our water levels in our brains and in our bodies are affected by the full moon because of the changes in gravity.
Interesting.
And so when the gravity, and this would sound like bullshit, and some physicist is going to go, you're a freaking idiot, Damien.
And write in, let us know. Hey.
But yeah, it's some crazy shit I heard. It's like
cool.
Full moon makes people go a bit funny because the water in our brains is affected by the gravity, which is the lunar cycle.
Look, it does make sense.
Gravity's probably wrong, but because gravity is the rotation of the Earth.
Yeah, whereas like the moon is separate. Yeah.
Yeah. So the tides affect the moon. And I don't know why because I haven't studied that.
Blah,
and I
blah,
don't
blah,
care.
science.
I'm sure I could read it, but and it probably did. In school they probably told us why. It's just like they told us the names of the clouds. Do you know which is which?
Yeah, no.
No, I know the names of them.
There's the puffy ones and there's the smooth ones.
Yeah, there's the cumulonimbus, the stratos.
That's it?
I don't know, but which is which? Anyway.
Woo!
Someone said to me, gee, you guys fly off on a tangent, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, but isn't it fun?
It is fun. Wow, we just did clouds.
Yeah.
Go us.
So coming back around, cloud on a hill.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Yes. Do we need to explain that?
Yeah, I think we should, yeah.
Was that when I was trying to come up with an alternative name?
This is going back further because I think I had mentioned that I was like... It was
like your alt for social, like for Facebook?
No. It was meanings of our actual names. It was just a conversation we had amongst friends.
Remember. Yeah.
And because remember when I had that burger night here?
Yeah.
And so I named a burger Cloud on a Hill. Right, so another tangent from a tangent with this is Inception anyway. Getting back to that conversation was because I figured out that my name it's like me, Damien is tamer of or to tame. My second name means rock or stone. And my last name means son of fire because it comes from ancient like Scottish
Celtic stuff.
So my name means tamer of rock, son of fire, right? Which is really cool. Then we went, what does your name mean? So we looked it up and we came up with...
Cloud on a Hill.
Cloud on a Hill.
And you know what? That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to run through what the 5 love languages are and just like the titles of them?
Okay, just the titles, yes. So there are 5. We know that. One, I can't even talk anymore. I'm so excited. The first one is physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
Then quality time.
Mm-hmm.
Words of affirmation.
Nice.
Receiving gifts.
Weird. But I'm not going to judge, but people, this will resonate with people.
Yeah.
It does, but it's not science.
No, it's not.
It's just something someone came up with.
Yeah.
And the last one.
Acts of service.
Okay. So without delving into what they actually mean, what do you feel about those 5 things and how different they are or how similar they are?
I mean, some of them are quite similar, and obviously the gifts is totally different.
Now, when you first heard that, receiving gifts, what was your interpretation of that?
Like someone's always giving you flowers or giving you stuff.
Because what I didn't realize when I first heard the 5 love languages concept was that it relates to how you feel love, how you interpret love, what your language is for you when other people are loving you.
Yeah.
So you know that you're being loved. Initially, I thought it was how you show love.
Oh, okay.
And it's not, apparently. No. So for me, when I thought it was about how I show love, I was like, oh, I'm an acts of service guy for sure.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't care what you do for me.
Yeah.
Anything is good. But for me, I love and this goes for my family, my friends, whatever. I cook for people. I do things for people. I love it. I like, I'll write you a song. I'll perform at your wedding. I've done that before, like I'm happy to, I'm not subservient in any way whatsoever.
No, but you're always happy to do things.
I love making people, maybe it's there's a deeper psychology there, but I get a good feeling from, like, I cook you a meal and you go, oh, that tastes great. And I'm like, hell yeah, it does. Yeah. Look at me. And some people will go, that's narcissistic. I'm like, no, I'm just proud of what I'm doing. Same with when I'm on stage and people clap. That shit's awesome.
Yes, it is. Who doesn't like that?
Yeah. Some people hate it.
What?
People won't get up on stage, but like people won't perform. Like people will go their whole lives without. I don't know. I sound exasperated. Like this is weird, but it's not. It's actually quite normal for. We're people who have performed.
Yeah, we like performing.
But some people, it frightens the shit out of them.
Yeah, I know people say that. Like, even getting photographs, some people are like, oh, I don't like being photographed. I'm like, oh, I do. Give me a camera.
I mean, for a long time, when I look back at photos of myself from like 5 years plus ago, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why didn't anyone tell you look like that? Like, but people don't see you through your eyes.
Yeah.
So they don't know. And it's like, as with yourself, with your eating disorder.
Yeah.
No one knows. Like, people could tell you a million times that that's not how things are.
Exactly.
But that's what's going on in your brain. So
yeah, well, that's body dysmorphia and it's shite.
So for me, I look at myself back then and like I realized why I had a big beard and why I dressed the way I was, because I wanted to hide myself. But anyway, so what about you? So that's what I felt when I first heard about it. So when you first heard about it, did you relate any of them to yourself without going deeper into what they actually mean?
No, I don't know, because I thought it was a load of rubbish.
Well, it's not a load of rubbish, but once again, it's not science. Yeah.
No, so like when I'd see things or conversation, people be like, "Oh, my love language is physical touch," and I'm like, "Well, what a loser."
Yeah, who doesn't like being touched? But some people don't.
That's true.
But some people like touch without it meaning that they're getting feelings from it. Like some people might just like to get touched.
Yeah.
Like you can get a massage. You can go and pay for a massage and they're touching you, but it doesn't mean that they love you.
No, that's true.
You've paid them.
Yes.
Or even you could pay a sex worker.
That's true. Yeah.
They don't love you.
No.
They love making shit stacks of money.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And maybe they love providing the service, but they don't love you.
No.
And if they do, then they're in the wrong business.
Yeah. Also, that's now Pretty Woman, the musical. Yeah. No, the musical.
You want your life to be a musical, let's face it. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's true.
All right. So
okay.
do you want to break them down and we can discuss...
you want me to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Physical touch. Okay, this language isn't all about the bedroom. A person whose primary language is physical touch is not surprisingly very touchy. Hugs, pats on the back, holding hands, and thoughtful touches on the arm, shoulder, or face. They can all be ways to show excitement, concern, care, and love. Physical presence and accessibility are crucial, while neglect or abuse can be unforgivable and destructive. Physical touch fosters a sense of security and belonging in any relationship. So just so we're clear, the love language means it's what you want in your relationships, not what you're giving to people.
No. That's my interpretation.
That's mine as well, but I just want to make that super clear.
And the one that makes that really clear is the receiving gift.
Yeah, totally.
Because that has to be about how you feel, like how that makes you feel.
I just have a question about that. Do you know anyone like that? Because I don't think I do.
You know what? I've met plenty of people in my life who really love getting shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it means that they feel more connected to you if they do, or if they don't receive gifts that they feel like you don't love them. Because I think that's what it comes down to, is like someone whose love language is receiving gifts, and maybe we'll just go straight to that and just read what that means. Okay. So receiving gifts. Don't mistake this love language for materialism. The receiver of gifts thrives on the love, thoughtfulness, and effort behind the gift. If you speak this language, the perfect gift or gesture shows that you are known, you are cared for, and you are prized above whatever was sacrificed to bring the gift to you. A missed birthday, anniversary, or a hasty, thoughtless gift would be disastrous. So would the absence of everyday gestures. Gifts are visual representations of love and are treasured greatly.
I think that person sounds awful.
They sound a bit needy.
Yeah.
When they say don't mistake this love language for materialism, it's really hard not to.
Yeah.
Because,
okay. I think my...
Yes, Skye.
Okay, I'm not asking to talk.
Can I just make... Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So a guy I know... Cameron has messaged and he's like, Skye doesn't need to ask permission to talk, right?
Yeah. And I know
it's
that.
It's true. And you know that, right?
Yeah.
And we've discussed this before where I'm like, don't ask to tell a story because it's not when you're just talking. Sometimes you do put your hand up.
It's just, I don't know why I do. It's just a thing I do.
Subconscious response. Like, I need to be heard.
I think it's more like I just when you finish, I've got something to say.
Yeah, that's cool. And I mean, and without the cameras, we do tend to communicate with gestures as
true.
well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sometimes when there's something wrong, I'll be like.
Yeah. Or you'll be like.
Stretch it out. I'm looking something up.
Yeah.
So it's a manifestation of your history as a woman.
Yes.
Okay, because for some reason, this happens with a lot of women.
Yeah.
They feel that they need to ask permission to talk or apologize for talking or apologize for sorry, but can you tell me the time? Sorry, but how much is this
That's my mum.
carton of milk? You don't need to say
Someone
sorry.
should be like, oh, sorry, I'm just getting the money out. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting the card out. Oh, sorry, I'm just tapping. I'm like, Mum.
Yeah, don't be sorry.
Yeah.
We can go into that maybe in a bit of depth, like a conditioning and whatnot in a future episode. But yeah, stop asking for permission to speak.
Okay.
Just talk. Well, see, it's not that you have permission to speak. It's permission to tell stories that you ask for.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And I think that's a deeper thing because somewhere in your past, someone has gone, I'm talking now. And it's probably a man or men.
Yes,
so,
definitely. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yes. But so I will always put my hand up though. I can't help it.
Making a point.
Yes.
Carry on.
I feel like my ex-husband is this person.
Yeah.
Because we had many incidents where the gift I got him wasn't fancy enough, like the party that I'd planned for him wasn't brilliant enough.
Yeah.
So, and then the Father's Day, he would tell me what he wanted. So it was always very specific. Right. So I feel like that's him.
See, but the people that I know that I can think or I have known that may be like that, it kind of fits into that where it's not about the value of the gift or what it is because it might not take too much thought to go out and go, I'm going to buy him a really fancy violin or something. Oh. But, it's just
I love a good violin.
Oddly specific. But for me, I'm interpreting that as the level of research that goes into it. I like Japanese knives. So if you were going to buy me a knife...
I wouldn't get it from Kmart.
No, you'd go, well, he knows his shit here, so I'm going to buy something. And then you'd realise how much they cost and just go...
I'm going to Kmart.
Yeah, no, I'm going to Kmart. That's right. But, it's about the thought going into it because it's like, oh, wow, look, you've made me a paperweight out of clay and painted it yourself. Now it's cost you 85 cents. And a little bit of your time, but maybe I really love you making things.
Okay.
And then you give me the gift.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Maybe not then, but
yeah. So he maybe was materialistic.
Maybe he was then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, or it could, but if he did, when he did receive a gift that you see, but this is the thing, he's disappointed by the gifts you gave him, but were those gifts from the heart that you really thought about?
Yeah, I think they were.
Okay.
Well, one was like a very expensive watch that I spoke to everyone about for his 40th. And then when he found out about it, because he asked me about it, and I told him, he's like, "Oh, I don't want that one. I want the more expensive one."
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think maybe his it's not that.
Okay.
But I think
just curious.
Yeah. So because I've always felt really negatively about the receiving gifts thing. Going, how can someone be so like motivated by receiving things?
What about like even just, I mean, like what you do for Easter? How there's an Easter egg hunt, but you do like the eggs with the little like daddy daughter date.
Yeah.
See, that's beautiful. That's gifts.
Yeah. And it's the activity that's involved. Yeah. So anyway, let's. So we've done that one. I think we can kind of knock that on the head. So we'll go back. We've done physical touch. So the next one is quality time. Do you want to read that up?
Yes. In the vernacular of quality time, nothing says "I love you" like full undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical, but really being there with the TV off, fork and knife down, and all chores and tasks on standby makes your significant other feel truly special and loved. Distractions, postponed dates, or the failure to listen can be especially hurtful. Quality time also means sharing quality conversation and quality activities.
So it's not just being in proximity with the person.
Like those people who go on dates together and spend their time on their phones?
That's not quality time.
No.
It's same as, I don't know. See, I've said a lot about first dates and the movies, right? Why? You don't know the person. But if you're with someone you really love, going to the movies can be awesome because you're sitting there close to each other and you're experiencing this thing together. Now, you might not say a word to each other for 2 hours straight, apart from like, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Depending on who you're watching a movie with. Like,
what did I miss if you went to the toilet?
Yeah, I think, was it you told me your sister's one of those people?
We'll pause it. Now, just explain quickly, what am I? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Does she listen?
Yeah, hi, Marika.
Hi.
She's only just started listening. She's finally started listening.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, those people are they're fun to watch films with.
So my film/musical like person is my mum. Mm-hmm. Like she and I go to musicals together. We go to like art house movies. Yeah, and it's my favorite thing to do with her.
And like over everything. And that's a love language. So that's, so you spend quality time with, it doesn't have to be about relationships with partners.
No.
But you spend quality time with your mum.
Yeah.
And so that gives you a closeness. Even though you're sitting in a dark room in silence, what do you do after the film? What's the first thing you do?
Talk
about it.
About the entire thing.
Yeah. That's right. And that's one of the best things about going to the movies. You can have some dinner beforehand or whatever and you chit-chat. Mm-hmm. You go watch the movie. Then after the movie, I'm like...
shut up.
Unless it was shit.
Yeah.
But,
then you talk about how bad it was.
But I'm hopefully not going to shit movies.
Very rarely.
But so it is. That's a good experience. And I think one of the most important things is like TV off, knife and fork down. Like, when you have dinner.
Yeah.
Right? And you have dinner with your family or on a date or something. When dinner's over... And you have those times where, like, you realize that the place is emptied out. Like, when you're out somewhere, the place is emptied out and the waiters are kind of like...
shuffling things around.
Rubbing things, looking at you, trying not to be rude. And you're like, oh, shit, we've just sat here for 2.5 hours and service is long over.
Yeah.
Quality time because we've been having conversations. No one's
They're the best type of nights though, don't you think?
Yeah, it's great. Going for walks together, just spending time together. That's a really positive experience.
So, I agree. Yeah.
So,
but can I just also say that technology is ruining. Oh, shush.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think technology is ruining quality time. I'm just going to say it now.
Do you think, I'm going to play devil's advocate, but do you think it also enables us to have quality time when we're not near each other?
Yes, from that perspective, definitely. But go to a restaurant and look around you and everyone is on their phones. Oh, yeah, no. It's ridiculous.
I went on a, about a year and a half ago, I went on a date with this girl and we went down to, it was like the Osborne Park Hotel or something.
Oh my gosh.
Just a local pub.
That's very...
down near...
I know the Osborne Park Hotel.
Across the road from where my gym is, right?
Yeah. They do karaoke.
Yes, they do. Yeah, but anyway, I wasn't there for the karaoke. I was there in the front bar, and I had a schnitzel. No, I had a palmy.
A palmy.
Yeah, I think.
Tuesday palmy.
It was great, and a palmy and a pint. Mm-hmm. This couple comes in, and I love the way you looked where my hand was there.
I know, right?
Because like they're not here with us. It's
It's like conversations for me are always fun.
I
You'd be
know.
like, and then this bird, and I'm like,
so anyway, this old couple was sitting like a couple of tables across, and they've come in, and it was probably a weekday. I don't know. Yeah. No, it was the weekend because there was like a
there's a band.
There was an engagement party on. Oh. And there was lots of loving and stuff going on.
Balloons.
Yeah. So I was sitting there, and I was obviously not having a wonderful time in this date because otherwise I wouldn't remember all the details.
Yeah,
although I am very highly observant. But
that is true.
I could tell you everything that was happening in that room. I probably couldn't describe her to you though.
There you go.
I blocked her out. No, she was great. She was fine. But so there's this couple sitting across a couple of tables, and they would have been, let's say, retiree age,
like our
70s.
parents' age.
Yeah. They come in, they sit down in you got booth kind of situation, couch with a table with a seat. So she sits on that side, he sits on this side. They've already ordered at the bar. And they just sit down. So they've obviously come straight in. And I'm like, oh, it's their regular thing, because it looks so routine. Yeah. Like walk in, straight to the bar, order their dinner, grab their drinks, sit down, waited. I'm like, they knew exactly what they want. He's like a lamb roast man and she's a spaghetti bolognese, or whatever, they know they're right.
Yeah.
But part of that routine involved her pulling out her phone and spending the entire time looking at her phone, and him spending the time looking despondent.
That's so sad.
And then he'd occasionally go, oh, look at his phone and put it back, and he'd look at her, and then he'd say something, and then she'd kind of look up and maybe acknowledge him, and then the food came out, so the phone went down, and they ate dinner in silence, and occasionally he would say something. And then, they had a little bit of chit-chat, and then the phone came back out. And then the second they'd finished dinner, it was go home. So I'm just like, they've gotten to a point in time in their relationship where they've probably been married for 50 years. There's no kids at home, obviously. For some reason, they're just going through the motions. So their quality time is gone. So when you get to that point in time in your love life, your relationship.
It's time to say goodbye.
Well, did your love languages disappear?
Or
are they being neglected?
I would say neglected.
And quality time is not one of those. And it wasn't physical touch because no one was touching anyone. I mean, don't know what they do when they get home.
No, we have no idea.
They might have a swing hanging from the ceiling and a dungeon and who knows.
Yeah, they might be part of a swingers club.
That's
we don't know.
Don't know. But in public, it was like two strangers.
So sad. That makes me sad. I look at my grandparents, they're both dead now, but they, even when they were old, they still would go arm in arm. I love old couples that you see holding hands. Yeah. That just makes me so happy.
Absolutely. I think it's important to maintain it. It's just when people say and this is something that I was kind of scared of when I was a younger and people, when you get it's a trope really. It's for comedy reasons, I'm sure. And you would see it in comic strips and stuff. It's when you've been married for a long time, your sex life disappears. Yeah. You don't want to have sex and there's no physical. That's a load of shit.
It is.
Because
they get worse.
Yeah. If you're with someone for a really long period of time, in my experience, and I'm talking a decade or more.
Yeah.
As long as you're not like ancient and decrepit and your body doesn't work.
Yeah.
You're having more sex and you're having better sex.
That's my understanding.
Yeah. Because you've done it a lot.
Yeah.
It's like you practice anything enough, you get really good at it.
And if you've been together that long, you know each other so well.
Yeah. And you can
no thinking.
That's right. And you can get in there and do the thing and then go, let's do more of the things.
Yeah. And you're confident and you're confident with your body because they know the body so well. Yeah.
I mean, once again, I'm not talking for everybody.
You're making very general assumptions.
We're like, yeah, you should be having great sex. You've been together for 10 years. Some people, that's a sign of something else though. You know, like you've lost connection. Yeah. So
that's when you become flatmates. No longer a relationship.
But that's also where like, I don't know, maybe a little bit of effort comes in. If you want your sex life to be good, put some effort into making your sex life good.
That's true.
You know, if you're bored with it, talk about it.
Yeah, but people don't.
That's right.
Are we going to move on?
Well, that was where we going back to
physical touch.
Touch, yeah. If your love language is physical touch, if you have a really good sex life with your partner and then it comes to a point where your sex life is starting to wane, someone whose love language is physical touch is going to feel very rejected.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe those are the people who...
Do you know my sister, I would say, definitely doesn't, it's not physical touch because she hates even almost hugging. Like I almost have to grab her and hug her and she does the pat. Yeah. Whereas I'm all like, cuddle me.
I know people who will throw a hug on anyone they see.
Yeah. I don't do that. I can't do that. I've always struggled. But I'm her sister.
Yeah.
Like we've known each other for a long time and she's still like it. I mean, I know she loves me, but
life,
oh my gosh. Very true.
So let's move on to the next one.
Okay. Do you want to read that one?
Yeah, so it's words of affirmation, and I think that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Actions don't always speak louder than words. This is your love language. Unsolicited compliments mean the world to you. Hearing the words, I love you, are important. Hearing the reasons behind that love sends your spirits skyward. Insults can leave you shattered and are not easily forgotten. Kind, encouraging, and positive words are truly life-giving.
That's beautiful.
So some people need to hear it.
So I don't need to hear that someone loves me. I just need to hear that I'm amazing. Is that different?
Oh, it's still a word of affirmation. It's still a positive word. So conversely, if someone tells you that you're not amazing, how does that affect you?
Awful. At my 21st, do you know what my dad said? He did the speech and he goes, and her singing is getting better. I was... devastated.
That's him trying to be positive, but at the same time, it's like...
He's being a sarcastic asshole. Yeah.
Okay.
I told him off after. I was like, Dad, like all my acting like fellow students were there and you're like, and her singing's getting better. Ha, ha, ha. I was really upset.
Yeah, okay. So let's look through... Let's say through your marriage. And I know like we're not here to bitch about exes.
No. But I was married for 14 years.
Yeah,
so
it's a big part of your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did your husband say I love you often?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Would it make a difference if he didn't?
No.
Did he verbally criticize you?
Yes.
Did that make you feel really bad?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that's normal though?
Verbally criticizing someone?
No, feeling bad when someone verbally criticizes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah, I think it's awful when someone's...
So I don't think that means that words of affirmation is your love language if criticism brings you down.
Yeah,
because isn't
I feel
that
like
what
that's
it's intended to do? Yeah.
Yes. So the words of affirmation to me is almost a bit meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the reason why you feel about that, Skye, very shortly. Clearly not your love language.
Clearly not.
Me personally, it's nice
to
hear nice things. It's nice when Billy says just randomly, love you, Dad.
I love that too when the boys do it.
Freaking brilliant.
Yeah, it makes me feel nice.
Yeah. But it's not like... your partner or someone you're seeing. And let's just go back to the American. So we had this conversation.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He said, I love you. I miss you.
Very quickly.
Really quickly. And what did it do?
It made me feel yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make me feel happy.
No.
No.
So if words of affirmation, do you think, sorry, this thought just popped into my head. Do you think that someone's love language can be used to manipulate them?
Yes, definitely.
So if you work out someone's love language, you could quite easily, if you were so inclined, to manipulate someone through that.
But you have to know their love language early on then and work out that, it's pretty easy if you know.
Because some narcissists play the long game.
They do,
You know, it's understand your target.
Yeah.
And then you can get what you want from them over time.
Yeah. And usually when you don't mean to, but when you're in an early relationship, like when you're early on, you will discuss your ex a little bit on why it didn't work. So they can probably work out from there, like, he never said I loved you and
Yeah. Okay. Same with the giving of gifts. Like you could work out that someone loves, not giving gifts, receiving.
Yeah.
You could work out that the person thrives on that knowledge that you care because you thought about their favorite color when you bought them something, and then one day you don't do it and they'll question.
Do you know it's funny. Like I remember my ex-husband got me this really nice like cardigan, very like fancy. And all I thought was, oh, no, I didn't want that one. I wanted another one. I wish you just let me do my own shopping. Terrible wife.
No, because it's not important to you.
No, it's not.
It's materialistic.
Yeah,
it's like
right.
whatever. See me, I'm just like people will go, oh, I didn't know what to get you, or I didn't, because people put a lot of stress and thing. And I'm like, the fact that you just that bought me the thing or made me the thing. Like getting back to the kids.
Yeah.
If your child comes home from school with like some Mother's Day card made out of freaking butcher's paper or something with, and it let's face it, half the time it looks like shit.
Yeah,
like,
it does. Let's be honest. Yes.
But you still put it on the fridge.
Straight on the fridge.
You love it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's totally brilliant. Yeah.
And that's great because it doesn't matter what they did. They thought about it and they love you. So they're like, Mum, this thing. And then we go, hell yeah. Not about receiving the gift. It's they showed you love.
Yeah. So so we went to an Anglican fete last week because the school I work for, we were there. We had a presence, a branding thing. So the boys came with me. Anyway, I looked over and they were at the jewelry little stand. Anyway, I went over later. I said to the girl,
how interesting, a week before Mother's Day.
I know. Anyway, I went over there and I said to the lady, are they annoying you? What's going on? She's like, no, all good. Anyway, they'd had some of their pocket money and they'd obviously bought me something. I have no idea what it is and I feel like it's going to be awful. But it made me that they thought about me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, Billy and I went Mother's Day shopping today.
Yeah.
And she was quite disappointed because she's like, in the car, I picked her up from dancing and she's like, we need to go Mother's Day shopping. I want to buy Mum a mug because I buy her a mug every Mother's Day and I'm getting her a collection of mugs. I'm like, sweet, we'll go find a mug. And I said, did you do anything at school for Mother's Day? Because I get cards, Father's Day cards and stuff. And she's like, no, we didn't. And we didn't even have a Mother's Day stall this year. Otherwise, I would have already had it sorted. And I'm like, she's thought about it beforehand. That's awesome because she knows it's coming up. And they do. They have these Mother's Day or Father's Day stalls, and then the kids just go along with and there'll be trinkets and doodads.
It's usually terrible.
Everyone loves a trinket and a doodad.
Like a soap on the road.
She came home what did I get for my birthday? I got that's right, because I introduced her to Back to the Future. Right? And we watched the Back to the Future trilogy.
I haven't shown the boys that yet.
She loved the first one.
Yeah.
But the second one is one of the most confusing movies of all time.
It really is.
It's like, as an adult, it's easy to understand divergent timelines and stuff. But when you're 10 years old, she's just like, are they in the future now? Why is it different? Hang on. Do they go back? Hang on. It's all changed. I'm like, yeah, that's because Biff got the book and then he changed to an alternate timeline. So they have to go back so they can reset it to the original timeline. And she's like, I get the traveling in time bit, but what? And I'm like, don't even worry about it. And then Back to the Future 3, she just was like, it's just, It was good, but, the first one was really cool.
I'm amazed they did 3 films, actually.
Oh, they're 3 of the best films ever made.
No, they're very good.
As far as trilogies go, because they made it, the whole story was, that's why they had to be continued at the end of each one. It was perfect. And like film students will tell you that Back to the Future 1 is one of the most perfectly written stories you'll ever watch in film. It's up there. It's Citizen Kane of modern science.
I think Terminator 2 is also up there.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, back to Mother's Day, buying gifts, receiving gifts. It's all relevant. Okay, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So she'd put that thought into it. And now her mum's not going to be disappointed because she's gone out and we've found a mug. But something as simple as a mug. Oh, that's right. Back to the Future. So I got a Back to the Future mug, a Back to the Future puzzle.
Yeah, cool.
Yep. Anyway, that's why I told that story.
Okay. I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. So, it doesn't matter what it is.
No.
You give me a Back to the Future puzzle that's meant for an 8-year-old. I don't care.
No, it's pretty awesome.
It's great.
I'm excited about my fancy jewellery I'll be getting tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be fancy too.
I bet.
I bought my mum, while we're speaking of Mother's Day, I can't remember what year it was, but like I was really young. It was probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7. So Dad had given us each a couple of dollars, and so we'd gone down to the shops. And I think because I lived in a small town, and so we had one shop which was like so you have all your different, your supermarkets and stuff.
Yeah.
But the newsagents was where they have toys, they have
everything.
Perfumes. It was like a mini Maya kind of thing, right? So I go down to the newsagents looking for things to buy, or the chemist or wherever it was.
Chemists are good too.
And I bought a bottle of perfume for $5 for 1 liter of perfume.
Whoa, that sounds lovely.
So even in those days, which was a long time ago, so this is like the 80s.
Yeah.
Even that far back, 1 liter of perfume for $5 is not going to be very good.
No, I can't imagine it.
Now, I didn't find out until like well into my 20s that my mum used to just pour that in the bath.
Makes sense.
Freshen the toilet with it.
Perfect.
Because it was just
she used it.
She did. She was like, it was the worst. It was like smelling vinegar that it had flowers soaked in it that had gone rotten.
Yeah.
But in the bath, it was nice. It made it smell nice.
Do you know what I gave my dad for Christmas one year?
What?
So I used to always get molds for my mouth guard because I've got crowns, etc. Anyway, I wrapped that up one year and said, I want you to have a part of me forever, Dad.
Oh, I had your DNA on it.
It's a full mold, like it was not my mouth guard, like the mold.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
yeah, but it's like when you're a kid and you do handprints handprints and stuff.
So this was the mold of my teeth, and he kept it on his desk for as long as I remember.
Okay, well, that's cool. So that meant something. We're getting really. I think we're getting really stuck on the receiving gifts thing, but I think it's the most fascinating.
It is.
Because the rest of it's very straightforward.
Yeah. Like everyone likes to receive a gift. End of story. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that much. Apparently it does.
See, for me, like if a significant day comes and goes, and I think I've just gotten used to this as a single parent without a heap of friends, birthdays come and go, and I don't expect it. Like, so birthdays come and go, and I don't get anything for my birthday, but it doesn't bother me. Like, I might get a card and, like I said, a Back to the Future mug from Billy.
That's cool.
But it doesn't matter.
So I used to always get presents, and since becoming a single parent, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
So, but I'm used to it now.
Yeah, and it's not important. But I'm also really terrible at like buying gifts for people unless they're like someone really, really important to me. I'm not just going to buy gifts for a contractual obligation. Like Christmas time when people are going out and they're like, oh my God, I've got like 30 people to buy
what's
gifts
that
for.
about?
I'm like, Why? Why do all your cousins and all your family, like, seriously, why do you need to buy these people all these things?
Oh, no, it's insane. Like a lot of my friends are like that, and I just don't understand. So it's never been a thing I've done. And then I'm like, does that make me a bad female?
No. Offensive.
No, I couldn't care less.
Yeah. So let's flip receiving gifts, which brings us to the next one.
Yeah.
Acts of service. Now, like I said before, for me, I can show love through acts of service, but someone doing something for me is not as important. So would you like to read this one?
Sure, I'll read this one. Okay. Can vacuuming the floors really be an expression of love?
Okay, I take it back. You vacuum my floors, you get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Iron my clothes, vacuum my floors. I will worship the ground.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. If someone washes my dishes, you're my friend forever. Yeah. So absolutely. Anything you do to ease the burden of responsibilities weighing on an acts of service person will speak volumes. Mm-hmm. The words he or she most wants to hear, let me do that for you. Mm-hmm. Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them tell speakers of this language their feelings don't matter.
Ooh.
Finding ways to serve speaks volumes to the recipient of these acts.
Interesting. So
this is my love language.
Well, in a way, I mean, I think for me it's not necessarily a love language. It's just a selfish part of me that's like, you know what? You want to do shit for me, I'm going to damn well let you do it.
Yeah, and I love people doing things for me.
It's
love
great.
it. Yeah.
But I mean, it also... So let's travel back in time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, to a time when acts of service from a woman were an expectation in a relationship.
Yes.
Men did not do. Men went to work. I mean, this still exists. Let's face it still happens.
Yeah.
But not in my world or anyone's world that I know personally.
No.
But going back, it was the man goes to work, woman looks after the home. When you come home, food on the table, house is clean, pants are pressed, children are fed. Quiet. And man just can grab his newspaper, read his dinner, newspaper in the morning.
Have a scotch.
Yeah, sit in front of the TV, go to his room or whatever, or go down the pub or do whatever and live a life of leisure whilst woman serves
He does
him.
do one thing.
What's that? Mows
the lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mows the lawn and pumps the gas.
Yeah.
So is that... I can hear that damn snare drum. I'm like, what is echoing in here? It's the drum kit.
Oh, it's only been one cough.
Yeah, well done. You're cured. So would that be their love language, or is that just they like subservient? Yeah. Is it misogyny? Is it they love subservient women?
I don't know. This is my problem with the love languages, Damo. Isn't this just being a human? All of these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it translates into that special someone does this for me above anyone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get to spend quality time with this person because they love me. Mm-hmm. Everyone else I couldn't care less about. Like, you could say that like you and I spend quality time every Saturday being productive, doing this, right?
Yes.
It's productive time. Okay. I don't do this with anyone else.
What? You don't have other podcasts?
No, I don't. But it's not because I'm like, us spending together this time together makes me feel loved. It's like, no, I like making a podcast and you're my friend and it's cool to hang out.
Basically, we love the sound of our voices.
Yes, we do.
And it works perfectly.
Yeah, that's it. And we think we've got something to say. And if people keep telling us they like it, then all we're going to do is go, yeah, we're going to keep doing it.
Forever.
Then. Yeah. I mean, and occasionally people don't give us the best feedback in the world, but whatever. It's going to happen. You can't please everyone all the time.
Look, Kim Kardashian, some people love the fact she wore that dress and everyone else hated it.
Oh, Marilyn Monroe's dress,
I could go on for an hour about that.
Pro or negative?
Negative.
Yeah?
100% negative.
You don't think she should have worn the dress?
1, Marilyn Monroe is a goddess. She's amazing. 2, that dress is a piece of history. Why is she wearing it? 3,
Money.
Yeah. Yeah, they obviously she paid to wear it. But to me, it should have just stayed where it was. It's history.
Yeah, to me, it's not about her. It's whoever gave her the permission to wear the dress.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done that.
No.
But also, it's just a dress.
Okay, the other thing, losing 8 kilos in 3 weeks and being proud of that.
Is that what she did?
Yes.
Okay.
So she goes to the...
That's pretty rapid.
Yeah, she looks at the media and she's like, yep, I'm so proud of myself. I lost 17 pounds, she said, but 8 kilos. In 3 weeks, I worked so hard to make sure I fit into this dress. That's like encouraging disordered eating.
It is, because people look at her and like, let's not beat around the bush. She's a very beautiful woman.
Yeah, sure.
So when a young girl sees something like that and goes, well, 8 kilos in 3 weeks.
I can do that.
I can do that. You know what? I've probably got 15 to lose. So if I go extra hard, let me just just 400 calories a day will get me through. I'll be fine. 3 weeks later, you're on a drip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And how I feel I'm super passionate about eating disorders. So in my opinion, what she did from someone who isn't an influencer, it's disgusting. It's encouraging eating disorders. It's encouraging girls to feel like they have to be skinny to be perfect. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with acts of service. No. I just had to say something.
Yep. No, you're right. Hey, we got to fill up the time somehow, right? I hadn't even thought about it. I saw it and I she couldn't actually do the dress up at the back anyway. But I'm kind of like, it's just attention-seeking nonsense.
That's because it's Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, and I try not to give it any thought. What is entertaining, though, is the absolute shit show that is Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Oh, my gosh. We should do an episode just on this.
The best thing, though. Oh, yeah, because then we could, hashtag it and we would be trending.
Right. Okay,
Aussie
sorry. Are
man.
you pro Amber or pro Johnny?
They're both fucking idiots.
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah. Yes, agreed. But
she's an abusive turd, pardon the ton.
Yeah.
And he's a drunken.
He's worse. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only problem is, why is there no evidence of her ever being abused, but there's actually evidence of him being physically abused? I just thought, is he just better at hiding it? And one thing I saw, like Aussie Man, Aussie Man Reviews, he's been doing videos on it. Oh. And one thing that he pointed out is there's 3 particular instances where she's brought up in the trial saying that he hit her and he abused her. And then the next day she's at the Met Gala ball doing an interview, or she's on TV and she's all like, yeah, everything's wonderful. No marks, no bruises. Yet she was claiming there was one where she's claiming that he bruised her back, and yet there's a photo of her the next day with a backless dress on with no bruises. But at the same time, I'm like, are we just demonizing a victim here?
I think we are.
Because she's a fucking psycho. And because she is a psycho, and and that's not my medical definition of her, but because she comes across a bit messed up, right?
Yeah, she is, and she is also, she was physically abused by her father, and she saw her mum physically abused, so she's already got issues.
And people who are abused are really good at hiding it.
Very.
And going on with their public lives, especially when that's your job, especially when you're a young actress who's like, well, I'm married to one of the most influential and famous actors in Hollywood. I can't be going around saying this is happening because this will ruin my career.
And this was in the time when obviously the Weinsteins and all that was super powerful and no one seemed to care that they were sexually abusing young women.
And so Yeah, she hit Johnny Depp and she took a shit in his bed. And she's a dodgy human being, so therefore it's very hard to feel sorry for her. But yeah, no, they're both terrible.
They are.
Yeah, they both abused the shit out of each other. They have had physical fights. And I think that, you can't take sides because they're like, I think she looks really bad. Her lawyers are idiots.
Lawyers are terrible.
And she is coming across like she's full of shit. But it's not that she's full of shit, that she's over-exaggerating it.
I think that's what it is.
And so therefore people are demonizing her instead of going objectively, hang on, he has possibly done this. They are as bad as each other. They're as toxic as two people can be. We should just wave them on and say, neither of you is getting any money. Leave each other alone. Move on.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I think they should just throw the case out.
It's
yeah.
Two abusive people and But anyway, that's enough of that.
Right.
Woo-hoo! How about that local sporting team?
Yeah. Which one? Freo Dockers. Woo!
Oh, golly.
I know.
Yeah, you are a Freo fan, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving this season.
Oh, I think but doesn't this happen before though?
Wasn't in 2013 when we made the grand final.
Yeah, came close.
Yeah, we came. Yeah, stop it.
Anyway, so I think we've given it a pretty good hearty go. Yeah, of love languages. That is.
Yeah, I still feel like they're interesting, but I sort of feel sorry for the person that lives their life focused on their love language. Like, you know, when they meet potential partners, they're all about their love language and that's how they sort of.
Yeah. Or if you give anything like this too much conscious thought, I think it's just an interesting conversation topic.
No, it is. It's a bit like, I know these are more real, like the psychometric testing, but even then, like I've seen it on dating apps where people actually put their like 4 letters.
Oh, yeah. Their like, personality type.
Yeah.
See, but this is my problem with things like this, okay, with pseudosciences, okay? And yes, astrology is a pseudoscience, okay?
Whatever.
So basing your connection with someone else before you've even given them a chance on their star sign is limiting your options. Like me personally, like if I paid any attention to it, I should have had really successful relationships with people I haven't had successful relationships. However, I will just point out that 3 partners in a row who are all avoidant were all Virgos.
Interesting.
2 of them had the exact same birthday.
Whoa.
Which made the second one real easy because I remembered it.
And you were like, got this.
3 Virgos in a row. And so we'll admit they all did have very similar personalities.
So I don't ever say to someone, oh, you're a Taurus? No. I go, yes, I'm a Gemini, but and I totally am. Let's be honest.
I don't know. You know what's really funny though is we're out shopping for mugs today with Billy, and they have because she always goes to the the name tags and name mugs and stuff. Her name's never there.
Same with mine
because it's different.
Yeah.
And if
my voice, however, always there.
But it's also hers is the feminine spelling of the name. Like it doesn't have a Y, it's got an IE. So she's looking. It's like no, it's not there. But so she'll go. We'll have B and what B means. So we've had a look, and so we've looked at the star signs, and we've picked up her mum's, and we've picked up hers, and we've picked up her mine, and read them, and she's just like, "What?" And I'm like, "Don't even worry about it." But there was things on there like, apparently I'm generous. I'm like, okay, picked up the one next to it. Guess what was written on it? Generous.
Yeah.
So, but as I said, there's a lot more to that I'm not going to get into. But I think that your day by the stars, give me a break.
No, I never go by that.
No, this week, this is going to happen. No, it's not. And read everyone else's. It's all ambiguous and it's all the same.
It's written by a journalist. Today, you might have luck.
Yeah. You know what? Go and get yourself a box of
Like the cookies.
Kung Fu
Yeah.
Sing, whatever it's called. What's that thing called?
Fortune cookies.
Yeah, the fortune cookies.
Yeah.
And open up like
I love
6
them.
of them. Right?
Yeah.
You're only supposed to open one.
I know, but they're more fun.
If you open up like 6 of them, you can go, that
Which one? Yeah.
I like that. And
Yeah.
then you feel better, you know?
Exactly.
Or, do whatever it takes to feel better about yourself. Read the Bible if that's what you want to do. Like, read Cosmo, whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's do whatever it takes for you.
Read your star sign if you want. I don't read my star sign just quickly, but I know I'm a Gemini.
Yeah, most probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 of you. Is
There
that Gemini?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. And I don't know. You've seen photos of me with long hair. I'm Leo as hell. I'm like,
All right. Actually, my mum's a Leo Virgo.
yeah.
There you go.
I'm
Anyway, let's
looking
long.
Yeah, not my thing, but is for many.
But there
people.
are
I can't
very
even
many
talk.
people.
There
No, you
is, yeah.
can't.
I'm not going to offend people by saying star signs, but it is.
We
a
all have our
pseudoscience,
things. Yeah, that's pseudoscience, and then today
this is definitely pseudoscience,
Yeah.
and it's so therefore, don't pin everything about who you are on things like this.
But people do.
Yeah, I think sure. We all, and I think that you hit the nail on the head. These things are all things that we as humans all kind of experience.
It's like that Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm sorry to sound like a bit of a psych nerd, but you do it in marketing where like obviously we all need shelter. We all need clothing, food, etc. And then as we get higher in that little pyramid, that's when our selfish needs come in. So, and that's exactly what love languages is.
Yeah. And if you can use something like this to help you understand how people
Be good
connect
in a relationship?
with you, then yeah, awesome. And at the end of the day, I think don't get upset. Like if your partner isn't saying I love you or if they're not buying you gifts, maybe they're just different,
Also, to be honest, if someone says I love you all the time, I find that almost too much.
Yeah, but isn't there like things like buying flowers, for example? Like,
That's great.
it's a tricky thing to negotiate or to navigate because like if you buy flowers for someone on a weekly basis and then one day you come home and you don't have flowers, like
they're gonna
where's
notice.
my flowers? I like having flowers in my house. I'll buy myself flowers
and
just put them in a vase because they look nice.
They do look nice.
And they smell good for like, a few days and then they smell like
they're dead.
rotten death.
Yeah.
Plants are better. I'd rather have a plant. But then there's that you never buy flowers and then one day you go, I'm going to buy flowers. And I come home and buy flowers and go, what's this all about? What have you done wrong? What's missing from around the house? Like, yeah.
It's a
How
bit
are
like
our
Valentine's.
finances?
I don't like Valentine's Day. I'm always
Contractual obligation day. Yeah.
It's my least favorite. I remember every relationship I've ever been in. I'm like, so I just need to put it out there. I hate Valentine's Day.
Did we discuss Valentine's Day? I think we discussed it
Yeah.
offline and you actually posted about it.
I always
on
post about
social media.
Yeah.
Is that it's for single people.
Yeah.
And it's
become a couple's day.
And originally it was like you could slap a woman in the face with a fish
Yes.
or something like that.
That's exactly
And then
what it was.
you could be like, I like you, bash.
Yeah, it was all to do with like virginal women. And,
Yep, that's it. And then you get to claim one on that day. And then it became like the amnesty for the single person to be able to go, oh, will you be my Valentine? And then you can go, nah. And then they can go, okay, well, I'm going to go just live in a cave for another year.
Yeah.
But then it became this like hallmark bullshit, got to buy everything. Otherwise, you mustn't love the person if you don't spend money on Valentine's Day.
So now I feel like Valentine's Day is about couples. It's no longer about what it originally is.
Not.
And basically you have to prove that you're a better partner by getting them $1 million roses worth $1 million. So ridiculous.
Do people whose love language is receiving gifts like Valentine's Day more than others?
Yes, I would say so.
And do they also like to tell their friends
on social media?
Yeah. Oh, look at this amazing bouquet that I got. And
Hashtag so loved.
Oh, blessed. Anyway, speaking of social media,
we're on it.
We're all over it. We're all up in it.
We're everywhere. Okay, so we have a lot now.
We have the required amount.
Yes.
We don't have Twitter, but that's for news.
Yeah, we're not doing Twitter.
We don't have any news.
No,
I'm on
don't.
Twitter, but that's because I like news.
Reading news. Yeah, same. I'm on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on Instagram.
We are on Instagram. It is In My Lounge Room.
It is. And then we're on Facebook.
In My Lounge Room Podcast.
And we're on YouTube.
Also In My Lounge Room Podcast.
Yeah, so you've got to follow us on all, subscribe on YouTube, like everything.
Thank you to those who have subscribed to
We
our
appreciate
YouTube
it.
thus far,
Yeah.
considering that we've got one video on there. And it's episode 10, which was the introductory episode.
Yeah.
I've been working this week tirelessly on editing last week's episode. At this point, they're not going to go up concurrent, like at the same time as the current
podcast.
episode. It's going to come out on Spotify and everything else, and then I'll get it onto YouTube. Once I've got the backlog filled, I will try and get it done within a few days. I know people who do podcasts who have their videos done the day they release their podcast, but they've also got editors working for them. You know,
That's you. You're doing everything.
So I'm doing all that stuff. So yeah, it's I'll do my best.
Yeah.
But we record on a Saturday. Podcast comes out on a Tuesday.
No pressure.
My focus is getting the actual audio sorted, getting that up, and then the video is just for an interest sake thing. If you want to see us,
and like we've talked about, when we do have enough subscribers, we'll do live stuff. But that's down the road.
And that'll be fun.
We can
just
awesome.
And that can just be a third camera, but make you feel like you're part of it, and because then we can also have people interactive.
Yeah.
That was terrible English. Interacting. I should have.
Yeah.
People can do interactiveness with.
If they want. But they're not paying us.
No. It just. Oh, that went somewhere.
I've been like really researching and following like stuff. Like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Want to elaborate on that stuff?
Like just OnlyFans stuff, like just being from a curiosity sake, just understanding it more and going, I just don't think I can do it.
Yeah. You could just like, there's niches for everything. You could just get your camera, zoom in and just
flex. I do have great biceps.
And just do that.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
I just don't think I'd get much of a follow. No one would pay me.
No, but
yeah, it's definitely niches.
There's someone out there. What is that? What was that thing I said that time on that podcast? Everyone is someone's perfect.
Yes.
Some guy out there would be like, I don't want to be too crass, but he would be beating himself stupid to that, you know?
That's true.
It wouldn't be someone you might not want to have anything to do with, but like women's biceps.
Oh, yeah. Oh, stop.
Feet, ears.
Although feet's a thing, isn't it? Like there's a lot of people that like feet.
Everything's a thing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, something's a fetish for someone. Yeah. There's all sorts of kinks that people, I don't know, maybe we can discuss that in the future.
That's going to be a fun one.
We can discuss kinks with no judgment. I'm not whatsoever. Because there's all sorts.
There is all sorts. Some are very like, I just like wearing beige to like more. That's not even a kink.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
True.
It could well be. I'm going to sit in the corner wearing my plain clothes and be a good boy.
Yes.
And that's going to get me right off.
We just don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, that's not me.
Just to be clear, that's him quoting someone.
Yeah. I'm not even quoting anyone. I just made that up.
That's true.
But I guarantee the good boy, that's a kink.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Like you'd have the dominatrix or dom women who would be like, yeah, you sit there and you cross your legs.
Yes.
And if I turn around and you're not looking at the floor, you're going to get a spanking, young man. So what do you do when you turn around? He's not looking at the floor because he wants a spanking.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay,
that's another time.
We need to do kinks.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think so. Anyway, it's been wonderful.
It has. It's been lots of fun.
And that'll do.
I think so.
All right.
Chat to you later.
See ya.
Bye. At night time, I will raise you from your sleep. I will kiss you in 4 places as I go running on your street. And I will squeeze the life out of you. You'll make me laugh and make me cry. We may never forget. You'll make me call your name and I'll shout it to the blue summer sky. We may never meet again, so shed your skin, let's get started. And you may throw your arms around me. You may throw your arms around me. Well, I came for you at nighttime, and I watch you in your sleep. I met you in high places. I kissed your head and kissed your feet. Now if you disappear out of view, you know I will never say goodbye. Oh, I try to forget it. You'll make me call your name and I'll shout it to the blue summer sky. We may never meet again, so shed your skin, let's get started. And you may throw your arms around me. Throw your arms around me. And you may throw your arms around me. And you may throw your arms around me. Throw your arms around me.
Thank you for listening to In My Lounge Room. Intro music written and performed by Damien McKay. This week's outro song originally by Hunters and Collectors, songwriters John Archer, Jeffrey Crosby, Douglas Falconer, Jack Howard, Robert Miles, Mark Seymour and Michael Waters. Performed by Skye Pember and Damien McKay. Arrangement by Damien McKay.